Joe Montana football cards from the 1980s every collector needs to own. Joe Montana football cards were the toast of the hobby all through the 1980s, and they remained near the top of the mountain more than 25 years after his retirement. Montana was undoubtedly the quarterback of the decade, and he made the 49ers a dynasty with 4 Super Bowl titles in 9 years. To celebrate that run of greatness, let's check out the best Joe Montana football cards from the 1980s, 2 for each year, tops and a toughie, plus a couple of bonuses. Hike! 1981 MSA Wholesome Discs, Joe Montana. MSA was all over the disc scene in the 1970s, producing baseball cards for outfits like Burger King, Little Caesars, and Pepsi. In 1981, they teamed up with Wholesome Bread to distribute a football issue, mostly in the Wisconsin area. Therein lies the only non-Topps Montana card we have, and he's got this Sly Devil outfit on, complete with long curly hair, down-his-face mustache, and a mischievous grin. This is one tough card. 1981 Topps Joe Montana rookie card number 216. This was the Don Mattingly rookie card of the football card market, the card of the breakout superstar that you could pull from packs the same season he was breaking out, the card that drove the hobby all through the 1980s. When this card was issued, Montana had 8 starts over 2 NFL seasons under his belt. By the end of the 1981 season, though, he was a Super Bowl champion and a budding legend. 1982 Topps Joe Montana All-Pro, number 488. Montana is doing his best Joe Horn impression here on his second Topps card, and the first after he became a household name. Think he's calling his mom to tell her practice went well? Or maybe President Ronald Reagan to talk smack about the Redskins? My money is on the connection to Canton, getting an early start on specs for his Hall of Fame bust. 1982 Topps Joe Montana in action, number 489. Even after his amazing 1981 run, Montana didn't have any sort of real oddball issues in 1982. So we'll go with his Topps in action, which the PSA Master Set Registry lists as the second most important of Joe's cards that year. The most striking thing about this is how old the photography looks. I definitely take exception to this. 1983 Topps Joe Montana, number 169. The 1983 Topps football set takes its design cues from a minimalistic baseball issue of the past, like the 1957 and 1967. Crisp, large photos have always been popular with collectors, and this Montana is a classic, though its value lags a bit due to being a double print. 1983 Topps sticker insert Joe Montana, number 21. These cards were inserted into Topps football packs that fall and featured 33 of the game's biggest stars. Several card backs show a piece of photo that fit into a bigger poster type deal depicting play from Super Bowl 17 when you put them all together. These sticker cards tended to yellow over the years, and plenty of them were unstuck and restuck as intended, making the Montana and others somewhat tough to find in top condition. 1984 Police Joe Montana and Dwight Clark. The catch is one of those plays that's indelibly imprinted on the memory of everyone who saw it, live or on TV. There is Montana, scrambling to get free. There he is heaving the ball at the back of the end zone. There is the ball sailing out of bounds. There come the outstretched hands of Dwight Clark, out of nowhere, to snag the pass and get his feet in bounds. Touchdown! Niners beat the Cowboys in the 1981 NFC Championship game. This is how legends are born, and this scarce police issue card brings Montana and Clark together again, just as they were embarking on another Super Bowl run. 1984 Topps Joe Montana, number 358. The 1984 Topps set is loaded with big-name rookie cards, guys like Eric Dickerson, John Elway, Dan Marino. While those hotshot youngsters were making a name for themselves with gaudy stats, Montana was working with 49ers coach Bill Walsh to put together another championship run. After the season, the Niners dismantled Marino's Dolphins in Super Bowl 19, and Montana's 1984 Topps card took on more meaning. 1985 Smokey Bear, 49ers, Joe Montana, number 2. This is a tough card to find, especially through online markets like eBay. Featuring Montana with Smokey Bear in a public service announcement capacity, this was one of those promotional opportunities that came on the heels of the Niners' second championship. A fallback option if you're set on nabbing a Smokey/Joe card, but can't find this one, is the number 1 card in the set, which shows the Love-A-Bear with a handful of San Fran players, including Montana. 1985 Topps Joe Montana, number 157. The 1985 Topps football set is a love or hate proposition for most collectors. Black borders make top condition tough to find, and the horizontal format make these visually different than other issues. Having a classic shot of Montana on this card ameliorates much of that consideration, though, and this remains a popular card in the hobby. 1986 McDonald's Joe Montana, number 16. In 1986, McDonald's issued team-specific card sets in several NFL cities, including San Francisco. The cards are oversized and feature play-and-win tabs in various colors: orange, black, blue, and green. In non-NFL cities, McDonald's issued all-star versions of many of the same players, including Montana. All of these Mickey D cards of Joe are popular, but the San Fran-specific issues are more scarce and valuable than the more widely distributed all-star cards. 1986 Topps Joe Montana, number 156. So even though Topps went back to a portrait orientation for their 1986 set, this issue may be even more polarizing than the 1985 Black Border Beauties. While the design is supposed to represent a football field, the green and red and white motif screams Christmas to many. Still, this is a primetime Montana card, so it's always going to be popular with collectors, all the more so since the set holds a matching Jerry Rice rookie card. 1987 Ace Fact Pack 49ers Joe Montana. Resembling playing cards with rounded borders and patterned backs, the Ace Fact Pack features 33 cards full of 49er players, lore, and stats. These are tough cards to find, especially individually, but you can sometimes land a complete set for a few $100. 1987 Topps Joe Montana, number 112. By 1987, football cards were starting to come into their own as a hobby, with rookie cards like Jim Kelly, Doug Flutie, Randall Cunningham, and Herschel Walker benefiting from the increased exposure. Production numbers were creeping upwards too, at least anecdotally, which means you should be able to find nice graded copies of this Montana card without totally breaking the bank. 1987 Wheaties Joe Montana, number 12. These cards were actually billed as mini posters when they showed up in boxes of Wheaties in 1987. They measure 5 inches by 7 inches and make great display items, especially if you can snag an autographed one. Of course, some collectors prefer to go for a copy still sealed in its original plastic pouch that protected the card from all that gluten. Either way, it's a pretty cool Montana oddball issue that any serious collector would love to have. 1988 Monty Gum 49ers Joe Montana, number 68. In 1988, Monty Gum produced this licensed 100-card football issue for release in Europe, including England, as the NFL sought to continue to spread its influence. The cards were small at 1 15/16 by 2 3/4, and came in 3 variations: sticker, paper, and cardboard. The sticker version is the most scarce of the trio, and all of them show team action as opposed to individual players. Still, you get a pretty clear shot of Montana number 16 on both cards, number 68 and 69. 1988 Topps Joe Montana, number 38. There's nothing too spectacular about this card, other than it's a still prime shot of a football god. From 1985 through 87, the Niners didn't advance past the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, but Montana and Rice would have them back in the winner's circle again after the 1988 season. That Super Bowl 23 was another thrilling come-from-behind victory over the Cincinnati Bengals, a reprisal of sorts of their Super Bowl 16 matchup. 1989 Panini Sticker, UK version, Joe Montana, number 157. Continuing to push their presence across the pond, the NFL teamed with Panini on a parallel sticker set for the UK market. While the US versions of the set and the Montana card are interesting but very common, the English issue is several times more limited and valuable. 1988 Parker Brothers Talking Football, Joe Montana. Following on the success of their talking baseball game in 1988, Parker Brothers followed up with this football version the next year. Along with a plastic stadium and cartridges that talked, the game came along with a deck of cards comprised of 25 multiplayer cards, 9 single cards, and 12 play-action cards. Montana landed on a single, and it's one of the rarest issues. 1989 Topps Joe Montana, number 12. By 1989, football cards were just about as mass-produced as baseball, though the worst was yet to come in terms of cardboard glut. Still, this card features Montana right in the middle of his last Super Bowl titles and nearing the end of his glorious run with San Francisco. Like our video? Then like our video and subscribe to our channel. waxpackgods.com